Week 5 is in the bag. Or at least that is what I would say if it wasn't for Steven's generosity.
Glorious testers, in recognition of the amazing job everyone has been doing submitting bug reports and testing our systems, we have decided to leave the servers up until Sunday, December 1st at 10 p.m. Pacific Time. For Americans, this week we will be celebrating our Thanksgiving holiday, a time when we reflect on what we are grateful for. As a studio, I can say, the Intrepid team is thankful for you, our testers. We know many of you are having fun testing Ashes in Alpha 2, and while the road ahead is still long, we are closer than ever on delivering a game each of us MMORPG gamers can be proud of.
I'm unsure about others, but I'm extremely excited for a full week of testing. For the first time, I felt at ease. There was no need to squeeze 30 hours of playtime over 3 days. Week 5 started a bit rocky with a 9-hour delay due to a critical bug causing the event service to crash. Before going live, we witnessed Steven's stern approach in his message to cheaters amid the so-called Dupocalypse.
Good evening. As many testers are aware, last weekend we introduced a bug into the game that allowed for several dupes to exist. As I have said in the past, our velocity to deploy fixes is a direct correlation to the possibility of introducing new bugs into the live version of Alpha 2. We are working hard and fast to address the most pressing issues we identify with the help of our glorious testers each weekend. Unfortunately, some testers took advantage of this situation, attempting to exploit these bugs in an effort to dupe materials, gain gold, generate node treasury funds, and craft legendary equipment. Some testers did the right thing and reported the issues to us, but the damage was already done to our test environment. As a result of these bad actors, we have since wiped all duped materials, removed all legendary item IDs that were created with duped materials, reset treasury amounts for the offending nodes, initiated emergency elections in nodes where buildings were created with ill-gotten treasury and supplies, and I have deleted over 100 characters that were found to have participated in the exploitative activity numerous times. If you purchased or received items from these exploits, you will find those missing. If you gained gold via the exploits, your gold was reduced to 0. The testers who participated in this activity must understand that doing this harms the game, a game which you obviously care about. I have warned in the past, and it exists in our end-user license agreement in terms of service, that cheating, real money trading, and exploiting will be dealt with harshly. Everyone should be happy to know that as a company, we care for the integrity of our players' achievements. And as such, it is necessary for us to stay vigilant in the tools we create that help us monitor and address these issues. Let this serve as a warning, and take it from someone who themselves has been banned from games. Ashes will be different, so don't partake. Instead, report it, and play safe, my friends. Thank you.
This Dupocalypse seems more serious than I thought. I'm unsure if it's related, but I observed 2 items that wouldn't stack in my bags, and I couldn't use the materials to craft apprentice tools. It kept giving me an insufficient resource message. First I thought, some of these items must have been duplicated, but then Steven said he deleted all of the duplicates. So that couldn't have been the reason, right?
Some materials may have survived the Dupocalypse. We will be addressing that over the weekend. Same with the horses. If you have these duped items, materials, or horses, and you delete them yourself, you may avoid the wrath. Let it be known.
Damn it. The Dupocalypse wasn't the only controversial issue to come up this week.
Glorious testers, there is a known bug related to guild node wars. This unfortunately is a bug that was introduced this weekend. We will have a fix this week on mainly 2 issues. Experience debt should only accrue for PvE deaths and when dying to as a combatant, purple, or corrupted, red, and not for even-based PvP, i.e. caravans, wars, or sieges. Additionally, the respawn protection should apply to even participants, as well as for the flagging systems. Until the issues are addressed, I would ask that you not participate in spawn camping during wars. Thank you.
Glad to see spawn camping is still a thing. Seriously though, where are these wars even taking place? Remember when I spent a quarter of week 4? Caravanning? Well, here's what happened. Last week, my husband and I traveled in a caravan from New Ela to Halcyon. The journey was lengthy, yet the scenery was breathtaking. This was an opportunity to finally utilize my rare beast of burden, but I was unable to determine how to add it to my caravan. I conceived the idea of constructing a rare caravan, assuming that combining it with a rare beast of burden would be logical. However, it appears I was mistaken, as I still couldn't utilize it. If any of you know what I did wrong, please let me know. Basic caravans are limited to carrying 3 crates, with each small crate measuring 3 by 3. With nearly full bank slots at New Ayla, I had to spend several hours processing everything I had. I managed to consolidate all my belongings. I packed my most valuable items into crates and filled my pockets with the remainder. I went to bed aware that by morning, my husband and I would face a long journey. Indeed, the journey was lengthy, lasting an hour and 25 minutes. Early morning, before our kids woke up, we set out toward Halcyon. Gaining control of the caravan took some time. It was only when husband had the ingenious idea to lead the horse rather than the caravan that we made progress. From that moment forward, everything went smoothly. Early on, I spotted some shinies on the ground and understood that this was a method of signaling others about the caravan. It would be dishonest to claim that I wasn't concerned about caravan bandits, given that I was carrying all my possessions. I held my breath after every passerby. Fortunately, midway through our journey, we encountered a few defenders who accompanied us for the remainder of our trip to Halcyon. So what are my final thoughts on the caravan? Well, it serves a purpose. The standard caravan with its small crates doesn't offer sufficient storage, which is why there are options for upgrades. The significance of a caravan is likely determined by the size of its storage and the distance traveled. It's logistics time. Let's take a look at this week's updates. Guard will now correctly cancel weapon combos during windup and cancel frames. Resolved an issue affecting the leashing behavior of Cyclops and Tumok the Wretched. Updates have been made to nodes, node wars, and guild wars. The win behavior has been updated, which turned out to be excessively strong. Caravan masters should now function properly after a character loses a caravan. And several more fixes. As for my weekend, I didn't do much. I was mainly focused on my issue with the apprentice tools. It was the first game-breaking bug for me. A little piece of me died for every apprentice tool husband made for himself. Catch you all next week.